information about Anijie Global Foundation. So Anijie Global Foundation is a youth-led nonprofit organization empowering women and youth through educational and leadership development programs. Our mission is to drive positive community impact and contribute to global progress. Today's section is part of Anijie's Global Masterclass series, a monthly online learning initiative bringing together global change makers, industry leaders, and emerging talents to shape the next generation of African leadership. Through this interactive section, we bridge the gap between aspiration, theory and practices, challenges and solutions. Okay, so I am honored to introduce our distinguished speaker for today, Mr. Prince Twumasi Osei. But before he takes over, I would like to read some short bio about him. Okay, so Prince is a multifaceted professional with over 6 years of experience as a business development manager and entrepreneur. His passion for entrepreneurship, innovation, and youth advocacy drives his mission to create opportunity that foster economic growth and empower the next generation of leaders. He is the head of Leti Arts Operation and Business Development, while managing impactful projects in collaboration with international organizations in the gaming industry. His leadership bridged innovation, creativity, and entrepreneurship, inspiring young leaders and innovators. Prince is a fervent speaker at international entrepreneurial and tech conferences and has been featured on several global media platforms, including GH1, Max 24, XPL Media, Vice Versa, Magazine, VGA Export Show, and many others, where he shares insight on his business and gaming, industry, especially in Africa, leveraging creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship to drive job creation and youth employment in Ghana. Okay. So once again, thank you all for joining. Okay, so we invite our audience to submit questions through the question and answer feature, or you can also channel it through through the YouTube comment section. We will address, of which will be addressed after the presentation. Okay, so Mr. Prince Osei, you have the floor now.
Thank you very much.
Hello, Mr. Prince.
Yes, please. Can I be heard?
Yes, please.
Okay, all right. My internet is, I don't know if it's my internet or. Please, how about now? Can I still be heard? I hope I'm audible.
Yes, we can hear you, please.
Okay, great. So it's nice to be here again. I think the last time I had time with the participants and the leaders through the legit in-person meeting, it was a fun time. I really enjoyed my time with them, and it was a great session. As already introduced, I'm a leader. That's what I always say. I'm a leader. Forget about all these accolades and all this. I don't normally share my bio. So I mentioned to Church, I'm not going to share my bio. And now my bio is being read again. But anyways, I call myself a leader. And as a leader, from all the experiences that I've gathered over the few years, I'm learning from mentors, being in like-minded community like this, it's always an opportunity for me to share what I know and what I know and what I believe has helped me throughout my journey as a leader till now. So I'm going to go straight into my presentation, and we already know why we are here. Last time, I'm sending a request to share my screen, so in case I get accepted. So last time, those who were with us in person, we didn't have enough time to exhaust everything. So I'm going to go through all of it again, and then you know how I do my presentation. Please, what you see, we might be on one page like for 50 minutes straight talking about different things. Don't mind me, that's how I do my presentation. So we are not going to go the classroom presentation kind of. So please, Jessica, I'm asking to share my screen. Asking to share my screen. I don't know if I can do that, but they're asking me to send a request. So kindly accept that for me. So today, as hello, Jessica, or Checho, anyone?
Yeah,
I keep,
hello.
I
Yeah,
keep
so
getting,
please, send in the request. We approve it for you quickly.
okay.
Yes.
It says sharing is not turned on, host isn't allowing sharing for this webinar. So I think if you can work on that for us.
Okay, okay. We'll work on
Okay.
that quickly.
So I'll give us, whilst they're working on it, let's give ourselves a backstory about me. What you see is what I normally use to convince people that I'm a leader. But let's give us a backstory, right? So let's go back. When I'll say I call myself leader is we all started with communities like this, being around network and friends like this, people who want to learn more, or people who want to do more than what the society expects young people to do. It's always interesting that you find yourself in communities like this and you do your best to learn, right? So somewhere 2017, I was almost in my third year, I think second year or third year, and I applied to be a campus director for Hot Price. That's where I got to meet modeling. So those who were there on the first day when we met at the in-person meeting, I spoke about this, right? And as usual, when you get yourself into these communities, you think it's by luck. I was selected by luck. No, you're not. I can tell you there were hundreds of you that applied, and you are part of the few that were selected. So I only realized that where I was back then or what I was doing back then was by chance, and everything was meant for a purpose. So when I came on that reality, when I graduated from university, everything that I did was very, very intentional. And there's one part of my slide that I'm going to talk about it, that when it comes to project management and handling social impact projects, there are a lot of intentionality that you need to put in things that you do, right? One include knowing, you say you have passion for this, I have passion for that, but you have to know who you really are, and if this passion that you are doing, does it resonate with you as a person? Okay, I'm now a host. Okay, I can do it now. Jessica, do you think I should leave the call and join again? Because I'm still finding it difficult to.
Albert is working on it for you.
Okay, sure.
Yes.
So, yeah, where was I? Sorry. So I was mentioning about you knowing yourself and being intentional in your project. This includes when it comes to project management, as I mentioned, on the Um, and for me, I believe that your project is as good as you knowing yourself, and you knowing that where you are and the community you find yourself is defining what you achieve in your project, and you need to be very serious and take them intentional. So how do we turn ideas into impacts? I've mentioned a couple of things. Intentionality is one. The purpose that you have. I always say
Hello.
purpose, passion. Yeah, hello, Jessica.
Sorry for the interruption. Yes, been fixed, so you
I
can share.
yes, I can go now. Yes, yes. Thank you so
Yes.
much. Okay. Let me move this here. Okay. All right. So today we are going to talk about how to move from idea to impact, and that's building project that transform communities. Um, I don't know who actually came up with this topic, but when I got the document that I was going to speak on this project, I was so excited, like the person really knows what I normally want to talk about is that everyone has an idea, right? We all have every single day idea comes to our mind, but the whole issue is how do I take this idea from in my head or from the paper that I've written on saying I'm passionate about, how do I turn it to execute it and not just execute it, be impactful with it. So today, this evening, that's what we are going to talk about. And in today's content, this is exactly everything that I've summed up. And as I mentioned, please forgive me. That's how I do my presentation. We can be on one slide for like 15 minutes talking about so many different things. So you can pause me if there is a question, you can drop it. I want it to be very interactive as much as possible. And even though I did this slide presentation for in person where there were activities in, when we get to the activity and you want to join in, you can do it, but we're not going to spend a lot of time on there. So from idea to impact, yeah, this is the first slide. This is something I always say it, that ideas are everywhere, right? Impact is very real. It keep happening. We see a lot of development partners throwing millions of dollars, pounds everywhere, and the impact you don't see it because some of this money that you hear people use it for project, you expect that okay, then they should impact millions of people. They should see some drastic change, but impact is very real, and we will talk about how impact is even being measured. But the whole difference is how people execute their ideas. Normally, we hear, what problem are you solving and who is it for? Right? We've heard this several times. And yeah, it's very true that you need to find the problem that you're solving. But as I mentioned earlier on, your idea is good as who you are, and you can find a problem, but solving it will be a big problem. Like it will be another problem for you. You identify the problem, but how to solve it will also be another headache for you, and that's another problem, right? So normally, what I say is that you start small, you start now, and you start smart. I will explain this. So something relatable for you guys to, yeah, when I was in uni, as I mentioned with campus, hot price and campus, of being a campus director. First time I just applied, we were all looking for opportunities, As a young leader, you're scouting the internet, you're always on opportunity hub trying to see the next thing that you can put yourself into. Yeah. So I chanced on hot price. I have no clue. I've not done anything in entrepreneurship before. I was jumping from one MUN conference to another, and then Hot Price came. And you know one thing, Hot Price selected me to be a campus director, and I need to do a campus challenge, something that I've not done before, something I have no clue how to go about it. But looking at the project that I've been selected for, and looking at the impact that I'm going to make afterward, if I'm able to do it, I was like, yeah, I'm going to do it regardless. I have no clue. But one thing that I knew was it was in line with the passion that I had a long time, that to start my own organization that would train a community of young entrepreneurs, right? This was a passion. And then that project came in and I was like, okay, how do I do this? As much as I want to do it, my campus already don't have a department for entrepreneurship that would actually support, or my campus authority don't even know about the project. It's an individual one, right? So I should know who this project is for and how I'm going to solve it. This is it. The starting small here is it was just myself and I think modeling is on the call. Every year they select a person from each campus as a director, which you need to build your own team. You need to start doing your own communication. No fund, it's a volunteer role, right? Something credible that you want to do. And the problem was we have the audience, we have people, young people on campus that have brilliant entrepreneur and startup stuff. Like they are doing amazing stuff. They are doing amazing. How do I reach them? That was my issue. That was the problem that I need to solve. I know who this program is for. I know that I can get the SRC, I can get the authority to support. So how do I start? So I started with one person, my co-founder, who is currently my co-founder, Seth. And he was my photographer, my graphic designer, my website developer. He was basically everything that I needed in the team. I didn't think of getting so many people, and I'll bring my whole class together and tell them I'm organizing a campus program. I need you guys to jump on board and let's do it. I would have crashed. There will be so many things to handle that I would have crashed. Starting small, that's the first thing. You need to start now. And here's it. When I got the opportunity, I hesitated for a while because I thought I couldn't do it, right? I thought there's no way I'll be able to pull this off. Then I heard University of Ghana, they've done this. Modeling was about to do hers. I think modeling did hers before mine. So modeling was about to do hers. I went to a campus. We had a conversation around the project. I was like, how do I go about it? Like, I only have one person. And already these campuses are doing amazing stuff, pulling it off like it's just a child play. And then I came back, spoke to my co-founder, and what he said was, let's start it. Let's start it, regardless. And I know these guys on campus, that already is, they have the network, they know the people on campus. So let's join force with them, starting smart, right? Let's join force with them. Let's go and tell them about their idea. They have a society, they have the community. Even though we know the target people that we want, let's join them and tell them this is a project that we think their community will be interested in. So we went to the debate society. Of all societies on the campus, we went to the debate society and I just sold it. I'm doing this project. I know it's out of scope of something that you guys will do, but we believe that if you come on board as a partner, we'll be able to get the numbers and the people to do this project. And yes, it worked. So ideas basically everywhere, impact for you to really put the idea into action and to, at the end of the day, you can see you've gotten 50 people, 100 people going through the whole campus challenge, applying and being part of it, going through workshops, learning about how to pitch their ideas. Before they joined the challenge, they knew nothing about business model canvas. They knew nothing about value proposition. They knew nothing about business plan. This is impact. And as I said, we are going to learn how to measure impact and how these metrics work. So yeah, that is what I mean about how to start small, how to start smart. Your problem. Okay, Elvis, let's go ahead. Your hands are up. Is there a question? Jessica, can you allow them to speak? Okay, I have to.
No, please.
Oh,
all right. Please, can you hear me?
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. I think
Hello.
we should allow them to speak. I know it's going to take a lot of time, but I'll try as much as possible to do within an hour, 1:30, an hour tops. So,
hello.
let's see.
Hello.
Yes, yeah. Let's go ahead.
Okay. Good evening, everyone, and thank you, Mr.
Good
Twumasi.
evening.
So, ideas are everywhere. Impact is rare. The difference is execution. I think that's a very powerful line. But when I was reading it, I was getting a contrast distinction between um everywhere and the ideas and impact, right? That is what we bring in execution. I feel like the sentence is making me think execution
Hello, Elvis.
ideas from. Please, can you hear me? Hello.
You broke out a little bit. Please, if you are given a chance to speak, you only have a minute, so you don't take a lot of my time. So yes, please go ahead.
Ideas are everywhere. Impact is rare. The difference is execution, right?
Yeah.
When I read it, I was thinking that the contrast distinction between impact is execution, right? And but I was suggesting that shouldn't it be that the ideas we have or the numerous ideas we have are can make impact or can create the impact that we want to see if we execute them.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think
I
you
don't
are
know if you get me.
saying. I think you are saying the same thing that I said. Thank you, Elvis. Thank you very much. That's very good point made out. I think you are saying exactly what I'm saying but in a different context, right? I meant, right? Execution. The point of execution is knowing how to get something done, right? You getting something done. And I mentioned that I gave a my real life instance about I had an idea to start a community of entrepreneurs. I tried, it didn't work. And then the opportunity came. I saw the problem in there. I got who I'll be solving the problem for. I started small. I had to start at a certain point when I was hesitant and I was smart about starting it. I meant that you can have the idea. Yes, idea idea in mind that is not executed is like idea that is dead. It's that we have to put in our head. You can have the idea. If it's not executed, I don't know the kind of impact that you are making. Maybe you should tell me if you're making an impact without executing the idea. You can have so many ideas. If you don't execute it, how are you going to measure the impact? So, as I mentioned, the difference is execution. People have different way of taking their idea off their head or off their paper and making it happen, and then knowing the kind of impact they've been able to make. I think we should go to the next slide and you will better understand things I'm saying. So here's it. Idea, test, community feedback. You pivot or you scale, and then you measure impact. This is everything that I think it is. So back to the story that I was mentioning. Now I've gotten the idea. Did I just go straight to execute without knowing how the terrain will work for me? No. So when the project was going on, I had to do some prelims. I think more than we were told to do some prelims just to get testing and hear from the community how these prelims were, right, for the challenge. So let me take another idea, something social impactful. Like last week, the last time I mentioned about, can I get something, an idea that is unsensitive? Because the last time that I did it was like I'm targeting people, young ladies, but I didn't want to touch on that. So, and there's any idea that you have to test it first, right? You don't just go straight. I remember there was this young lady. I have to catch the name because the name was in my head for a long time. That she was at the in-person meeting. She mentioned that she wants to educate young people from senior high school and even before senior high school to venture into TVET. That's the Technical Vocational Education Training. And she was thinking of going to schools and getting so many people to have that dynamic shape. And when they go to the university or when they go to the colleges or the senior high school, they will think of venturing into TVET than the usual general sciences and business courses. Nice idea, right? It's going to change the education system massively if she's able to pull that off. But that's the idea. How is she going to get the impact done? And I mentioned that there are similar projects like hers that didn't just get into the numbers or get the accolades, or when they mention their impact, they mention people that they've impacted. We've impacted 50,000 people, 100,000 people across Africa. They didn't just get there. They did this. And here we are going to go through each and every one. So the testing period is where the starting small will make sense, right? At the testing stage, that's where starting small will make sense to you. Because if you started big, the idea came and you like, okay, now I want to get like 10 schools. Come, I'm going to tell you guys that when you go to senior high school or you go to college, I want you guys to consider the TVET. I do a lot of conferences. You do go to one school and to the other. One, you'll be stressed. Two, the kind of feedback that you get will be a bit overwhelming because it was just an idea that came to you and you wanted to start. And it's going to even be stressful to pull all these schools together in the first place. So then, how do you test? Maybe I want to test, let me test with one person or two people from a school. Let me get their guidance and parents or anyone involved. Let's assist them. Let's guide them into going to a TVET school. And then after that, let's see how the community would give feedback about these kind of students that went to the TVET school rather than choosing the usual general sciences and business courses. Let's see what they've been able to do different. That is like those who went to do the businesses and not to say those programs are not good, but I think her was to promote that, if I got it right, to promote TVET education. Community feedback will help shape and design the idea further for you. So community is not just where you stay. Your target audience is your community. Your stakeholders or your partners is part of your community. Your team is part of your community. Your mentors are part of your community. If you are in a leadership group like the Legit, it's your community. All these community feedback will help shape the idea further, like the idea that you've tested further. And when you get this community feedback, you put them into action. So execution, I should have written this. Execution starts from the tests, right? So you measure in that loop. So it's like that, right? Like that, in that loop. And after that, after you've gotten so many community feedback, you've shaped your idea, fantastic, people are giving you receiving it nice, they are giving you accolades, or you've done so well. Now you've been able to get 5 people to the TV school, and now they are out, they are doing nice, they have their own businesses. Now you say, I've been able to do 5 people every single year to get them to a TV school. The impact, I can see it growing day by day, day by day. Do I pivot? And here, this is what it means. Will I be able to do 5 more, 10 more, 20 more? Looking at the resources. So you have to take things into consideration. Looking at not just the accolades, not just the numbers that you're getting on socials. Financially, and I mentioned this the last time, and I think I posted this on my status and someone laughed. Especially in the field that some of you find yourself, that social entrepreneurship. The whole idea is impacts. Yes, get people impacted, social change, change people's behaviors, change people's attitude, change the community that you find yourself. But the reason why most NGOs, CSOs, ESOs, social enterprises like fade off within a short period of time is they keep chasing impact than knowing when to pivot and when to even scale up, or when to look for other revenue streams, or when to get more support before they can scale. That has always been the problem, right? As soon as they do 5 people and they are on the social media, they are getting the accolades, they're like, oh, now I think I can do 10 more, without considering that the stage that I'm in is either I pivot rather than scale, or I relax for a little bit before I do any of these things. So at the pivot stage here, you consider so many things, including, were you able to manage? I'm using the same idea in project that I mentioned. Were you able to manage the 5 people that you had convinced and guided them into going into a TVET program? Were you able to manage them with no problems? Did you need more financial support? Did you need more revenue? Did you need more grants, human resources, mentorship for them? All these things you need to consider. Then when that happens and you feel, okay, I think I checked most of the boxes. Let's do 5 more, let's do 10 more. Then the impact keep on increasing, right? Behind all this execution is project management. And today I was speaking with a friend of mine at the British Council, and I was telling him about how people think project management is too much, so many headache. Yeah, it is. There's so many that goes into it, right? But then if you're able to manage project fully, and you're able to execute or start a project or an idea, execute it, monitor and evaluate, then end the project, I don't see whatever team that you can't manage, or whatever idea that you can't design it and make it happen. So project management skill is very, very important, regardless of the industry you find yourself. You need it. I always say that whatever you see happening on your screens, on the televisions, like whatever event that you've attended, they are all projects, and they are being managed by some people that go through these processes, right? And I asked the last time that how do people initiate projects, right? Someone says they were giving me long stories, but initiation is just like, it's not an idea, it's not execution. Please, initiation is not execution. I think last time someone asked, but I had wanted to mention this. Initiation is not execution. You can initiate a project, right? Initiation is before you even have a plan for that idea or the project, right? You have the idea. How do I initiate? How do I start? Let me use that. How do I start? That's the question. I have the idea. How do I start? I know who this project is for, but I've not gone into planning yet. But how do I start? Pray to God first. God first. Everything God first. So you pray to God first. If God speaks to you that this idea that you want to initiate, if God speaks to you and your soul speaks to you that this idea that you want to initiate is not going to, don't do it. I believe in that, don't do it. But after speaking to God, after speaking to yourself, and you're fully convinced that I want to do this, not just I'm passionate about it, but I thought this is going to make a massive change in the life of a lot of people on my target audience. And then, as me behind this project, this is going to give me some sense of fulfillment and accomplishment. Speak to the right people. How to initiate? Speak to the right people. How do you find the right people? Someone who is like-minded, like yourself, a mentor, right? And you speak to someone who has done it before, what you want to do. I mentioned this, that ideas are everywhere, but it is not wrong to copycat. It is never wrong. Put that in your head. When you want to do something, it is never wrong to copycat. You can do exact thing and add a certain unique word, a value proposition to it. Simple as that. So you speak to someone, if you do and have connection to the person, speak to someone who have done it before, might be similar, might be somehow related to your project or the idea that you have. So I use the young ladies project that I mentioned about working with young people to consider the TVET, right? And I mentioned about my good friends project called Equalizing Punto by Peter Dasley. It's similar, but Peter's own is to help people who don't have it, that are from the villages, but they are smart and brilliant, support them to go to university, choose the best project, like the best program that they can really do it. And Peter has been doing it. So someone like Peter, if you're doing a project similar to that, you can speak to him. He can tell you, bro, you are coming to do this. This is what to expect. This will inform you to plan well. So now to the planning stage. So initiation is stakeholders engagement, roundtable conversations, inner circles conversations. You can use surveys. You can talk to your mentor. You can talk to people who have done it before. You can give yourself some time to comb through the internet, do some feasibility studies. And then when you gather all this information and you are still convinced and you still go into the planning stage, right? Here is the most important part after you've done the initiation, because this is everything that you'll be executing. So under the planning, one, you design your project, right? You design your project. And when you're designing your project, that's where we talk about overview, what the idea is about, your target audience, what is this project for, who is this idea. I'm back, sorry. I think my internet's dropped. Please, I'm very sorry about that. I got an internet interruption. Can someone or Jessica, can you prompt where I think I left? I think Probably my internet ended.
Yeah, so we are at the planning stage, and then you were saying when you get to the planning stage, you have to design the project.
Oh, okay. And not too long ago. Okay. Anyways, before I continue, also another room for a question. We are at the planning stage. If there is any questions so far or anything that anyone wants to say, just
Hello,
raise your
Mr.
hands. Yes.
Yeah,
Who's
please,
speaking?
we advise to take the questions at the end of the
At the
session.
end.
Yes,
Okay.
please. So they can
All
jot
right.
down their questions.
Okay. All right. Me again, and how I do my stuff. Sorry. So please, you can write down your questions. If you have anything, you can ask at the end. So at the planning stage, this includes designing the project or the idea. And I mentioned the idea, you need to write exactly what you are thinking and the feedback that you got when you were at the initiation stage. One thing about young leaders like ourselves is we are very chaotic, right? Very, very chaotic. I remember when I did an incubation somewhere 2 years ago for a group of young people in Damango. And it was about, how should I say it? It was about youth in innovative agriculture. I think that was it. And during the ideation period, everyone came with nice ideas, right? Oh, I want to do this. I want to go into agri-tech. I want to do like so many brilliant ideas. 1 week into the incubation, people started changing their ideas. I was like, what is happening? The reason is, when it goes to the planning stage where we were designing the project, people didn't know how to even explain what their idea was, even in writing. They just had it in their head. At the planning stage, that's where there are so many questions that you need to be asking yourself. So that's where if your idea, when you're planning, if your idea is feeble, you will know that actually this thing that I'm coming to do is feeble. It's not too much. It's not impact worthy, right? So at the planning stage, you design the idea, and this is what you have to do. You write exactly what you want to do, like what the idea is about. What the idea is about. Not too much. It's just 2 sentences. You should be able to explain what the idea is about. Maximum 2 sentences. Your idea, right? Then, who is this idea for? Who are your target audience or stakeholders? You write those things down, right? You write those things down. And you then think of, so what would I need to execute this project? Normally, I advise people to use the business model canvas. If you know what the business model canvas is, maybe I should share my screen to another thing because it's not in here. Because I was going to talk about project management, I didn't add that. But I use business model canvas a lot. Let me see if I can pull that one off just on the internet. Excuse me, give me some few minutes. Let me pull the business model canvas up. Okay. Should have added this to my slides. But let me put this off. Make it safe. So when I'm planning, I use the business model canvas a lot. Business people, when you speak to them, they think business canvas is just for business plan and developing your entire business in just one. But in project management, I use it a lot, and I am yet to. I think one of my mentors taught me how to do it. So I want to pull this off and show you this when you are in your planning stage. I promise if you use the business model canvas and you are able to really be perfect at it, there's no project or no activities that you want to do, you will not be able to design it. So, in the business model canvas, there is a section for value proposition, key activities, right? Customer segment, channels, cost, revenue stream, and all that. So my internet is terrible, so forgive me. I'm trying to pull that one off. So this is still at the planning stage, and at the planning stage, I say you design. Okay. I think when it comes up, I'll show you how it's done. So when you're designing your project, the idea, the target audience, that's in the business model canvas, you can say the customer segment, your channels. How are you going to execute this project? Who are you using to execute it? What would you need to execute it? Then you go to the key activities. What will you be doing, right? What exactly will you be doing? The idea, what exactly will you be doing with the idea or the project? You need to be specific on what you will be doing. That's all during the planning stage. I don't know why the internet is messing up. So all during the planning stage, what you'll be doing, that's the key activities, and also your target audience, customer segment, the cost that will put into achieving these key activities. You write these ones also down. I think it should open now for my internet. Internet is very expensive in Ghana, but to use it, you need divine intervention. So please forgive me. Sorry for let me see if any of this can pull up. Oops. But please, you can use your phone on your browser, search for business model canvas, just like I've done, and we can discuss this. I think I have it in my head. I can say it, and then you look at how it is on your phone to assist you to visualize what I'm saying. So in the business model canvas, as I mentioned, activities. So the key activities that you'll be doing to execute your project will inform your cost structure, like what will be going into the cost. So an example is, I want to use an example that we can all relate. Let's use the Legit or the Anijie Foundation project, right? The in-person meeting that we did the last time, we had the last time, there were a lot of planning and design in the background, right? It's a project. So now let's look at that event, just that day event, and how we might think the plan. Let's imagine how the planning was done from our side, like as a team on this call, right? So they first identified who should be at that event. One, that's your customer segment. Sorry, I'm using the business model canvas. The customer segment, who should be at the event is part of it. So, we need speakers. That's who are we targeting to be at the event? Your target audience. We need some speakers. We need some young leaders. We need young women. We need young ladies. Like all that people, you write it there, right? They are your targeted audience or your customer segment in the business model canvas. Then you go to the channel. How are we going to get these people? Or what are we going to use? How are we going to get things done? So the channel. I think we should do, if it's an in-person, then we can use social media broadcasts. We need to design a flyer. We have to probably do videos on IG, social media entirely, or we have to use a traditional media or go to radio or anything and talk about it, right? That's the channel. Then there is value proposition. I'm saying this off my head. I don't know if I'm messing things up, but I think it should be in there. Value proposition is in the middle. And in the middle, what the value proposition is what makes this in-person event or this project different from all that is there outside there, right? What is the value proposition of this event or this project is about? And I'm imagining now, I'm thinking that they said this project is for legit leaders. We are doing this for legit leaders. Even though there might be leadership programs out there, probably it's open to everyone to come, but this in-person is for legit leaders. That's the value proposition. So you need to apply to the legit next gen leadership program and then be part of this. Also, the speakers that are coming are leaders of this qualified people value proposition, right? Now, good. Let's go to the other side. That's where you have your key stakeholders, you have your key activities, you have cost structure, and then the other side is revenue streams. I'm hoping I've mentioned this very well. I just visualize it in my head. Yeah. So the key stakeholders, you need to list people that will be coming for the event or will be handling the project. We are designing the in-person meeting. Oh, we need Prince, we need Ninoy, we need Andy, we need Jessica, we need cleaners, we need logistics, we need food, right? We need vendors. All these are your key stakeholders. So if it's your project, you have to list everyone or any organization or institution that you think or you need to help you execute the idea that you have. You list all of them as your key stakeholders. Now you come to the key activities. So under the key activities, that's where you're going to list like the in-person meeting or key activities, what will happen. The event flow, there will be introduction by Jessica. We'll have a keynote speak from our founder and CEO, Madeleine. Nino will pass through at this time. Gillis will speak at this time. Andy will come around and speak at this time. There will be some breakout session at this time. So we'll be doing breakout session, we'll do that. These are the key activities, right? Then under that, you see cost structure. Your key activities will inform what cost will go into the project. The key activities will inform what goes into the project. So if you said there are going to be refreshment, how much is refreshment? You write it. So refreshment will cost 2,000, 1,000 Ghana cedis. If you say, oh, there's going to be presentation, we need a projector. How much is a projector? How much would you pay for a projector to hire in a day? We need to probably get everyone a t-shirt to wear. How much is a t-shirt, right? All these key activities will inform the cost. Then you go to the other side. So I have the cost. Now I should decide on the revenue streams. Where am I getting money to fund this? Grants, partners, sponsors, mentors, right? So your cost, you have to then you go to the revenue side and start thinking of where am I going to get this money from? Right? Well, how am I going to make this happen? Because already I have nothing. I'm a social enterprise. I've said I'm doing social entrepreneurship, right? But the key activities that I've listed is looking at a budget of 10,000 Ghana cedis. How am I going to get 10,000 Ghana cedis? Then you start listing these things down on the other side. Having this together, you should be able to execute your project. Even though you are going to find challenges regardless, you should be able to do it to the fullest and be very fulfilled. So I always say the planning stage is where everything happens. Everything is at the planning stage. If you don't plan, don't execute. For me, my team knows I'm not a spontaneous person. I don't wake up one day and say I'm doing this. If you see anything any project that I'm leading, that means the project has been in planning for like half a year, almost a year. Because I'm those kind of people that if I start something and I withdraw, it pains me a lot. So if I've not planned very well, I don't do it. I don't do it at all. I don't even venture, right? And in the planning stage and even in the executing stage, everything should be really organized, structured. Like you have, let's say on the day, the program is starting at 9 a.m. Refreshment is in. Who's handling this? Who is handling that? Who's speaking to? Who's coordinating with the speakers? Who is making sure that they are around? It shouldn't be spontaneous. It shouldn't be on the day that you are looking for people to coordinate things for you. No. Right? Should be coordinating things for you. No. Right? And executing too, you need to learn how to delegate tasks. Learn how to delegate. Get people on board. Give them something to do. Just like you are chasing your mentors to put you on your project, there's someone that also looks up to you as a leader and wants to learn under you. Give the person something to do and guide the person on how to do it, all during the execution stage. Right? Execution starts from as soon as you have your plan completed and you tell the next person, oh, let's create a social media handle. You've started. Let's get the company registered. You've started. Let me speak to the assemblyman in my community that I want to do this. You've started. So you should have a plan. And when you are executing, it shouldn't be spontaneous. You should know how to execute the plan in a way that you are not overwhelmed. Two, you are not doing anything on the fly. Right? As much as there can be room for contingencies or ad hoc, how do you call it? Ad hoc. It should still be on track and it should still be on plan. The design that you use the business model canvas to do. Even though some of the key activity will expand on the day, it shouldn't be too much that you need to go back to the drawing board and find something to accommodate that. No. Yeah. So when you execute the project and you've been able to do it and do it well, how do I monitor and evaluate that? Yeah, actually, this project, we've done well. We've really done well. One, you need feedback forms. So whatever event that you organize, whatever project that you do, feedback forms. You have to get feedback on the project. Even when you're executing, if possible, whatever another disconnection. Okay. I keep my thoughts in my head. Okay. Jessica, I think you need to fix this again for me because I can't share anymore.
Okay, please, a minute.
Okay. Yeah. So at the executing stage, as I mentioned, like we are at the monitoring stage. At the monitoring stage, you need to get feedback on every project that you lead. Feedback on any project that you lead. And feedback forms shouldn't, if possible, every component of the project, the feedback should cover all of that. You should get feedback on basically everything, right? You designed. I mean, the key activities, most of them, you should get feedback on most of them. Then it will inform you on where you did best, what was the loopholes, the challenges that you faced. Then you can evaluate the project and say, oh, even though the event we had like 150 people attending, 100 people attending, the impact was nice. There are these things that we think if you put it in place, subsequent ones are going to be better. Then you close the project. So this is project management, probably simplified, but in the simplicity of it, as you see, so many things goes within each of the block, from initiation to planning to executing, monitoring, and also closing, right? Let's go to the next slide. Project management tools, yeah. Right now, for me, I feel like office places are now becoming funny because so many things can be done without even having you people to meet in person, or even though meeting in person is improved work ethics and all, projects you don't need so much to concern with meeting people. Hey, you need to be here, we need to go there. If it's not logistics that are sending you to some places, there are so many project management tools that you can use, including what I use for this presentation called Canva. Now, Canva is looking serious with AI infused. There's Trello for project management. There's Notion for project management as well. It's also like a note-keeping tool you can do. You can use it for planning. You can use it to design project. Notion is one of the best, I think one of the best project management tools I've used. You can use Asana. Is also a project management tool to hand over tasks, follow up on tasks, see who is working on what has been assigned to, what is dependent on what to be happening. So like, some projects, some things need to be done before other things are done. You can use Asana to indicate all of that. You can put your team members on Asana to follow up on projects. It's very nice. And the best of it all is the Google Workspace. These are a few of the project management tools out there, but I think these are what I'm more convenient using because it covers everything that I need to do, from design-wise to doing your presentations to working on posts, graphics, anything that you need to do. And Google Workspace is the best of them all. You have your you have needs to meet people. You can use they have new AI documents when you're working on the design. They can add comments. It's a good project management tool. And right, we've heard of SMART several times. Please be heard. I think I just got a notification. My internet is messing up a little bit. Can I still be heard, Jessica?
Yes, please. We can hear you.
Okay. So I think for this, we've heard it several times. SMART. Specific, measurable, sorry, tell it again. What's happening? Hello? Sorry, I'm trying to fix my internet. It should work now. Let me share back the screen. Please, can you see my screen? Hello? Okay, I'm guessing can still see my screen. Please, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So we've heard this several times, and we need to go. There's no need for us to go over it all over again. I mean, when you want to start a project or anything, in project management, your project needs to be smart, or the idea needs to be smart. And in most instances, we use this as a way to know that the project or the plan that you are going with will actually help you achieve your goal. And we say the project needs to be specific, it needs to be measurable, achievable, relevant, and also time bound, right? So these acronyms that we use to actually stand out for the idea that we have. So for example, right, let's use something like I want to get fit, right? Like you are bloating, you are getting out of shape, and you say, I want to get fit, right? But there you can say that every single day, probably I will jog for 30 days, for 4 times in a week, and probably say in the next 1 year or 3 months, this will help me achieve something. So there should be a goal, and the goal needs to be very, very specific, very handy. You'll be able to measure it, and you can think of it being something that you can achieve. So let's say 3 months or 2 months, you want to do this within that period. You ask yourself, is it the project or the goal, is it achievable within this time bond, right? Or this time period? And we've heard this several times, and I think this is an opportunity for us to go over it again. Yes. And now let's go to the second part of it, is leadership and decision making. As a leader and as managing a lot of projects, you have to automatically become a leader. And your job is not to do everything. It's for you to see clearly and decide wisely what to do, right? As a leader and as a project, when you're a project manager or when you're handling ideas, when you want to manage an idea and execute it, you automatically become a leader, because there are so many things that you'll be handling, and your job isn't to do everything. Your job is to see what
Hello, Mr. Prince. I think we can't hear you. I think his line is off again. So let's give him some few minutes to reconnect.
I think I would have to rush through it so that I don't get disconnected again. I'm not feeling this at all. I don't know why my internet is messing up. So I was talking about the Eisenhower's matrix, decision matrix, and I mentioned that it's not your job to do everything, but it's your job to see everything that is happening and decide on what to do and what not to do. Jessica, you help to assist me so that I can share again. Decide what to do and what not to do. So by you have to see everything clearly. And the metric says that when the task is urgent and important, when the task is very urgent and important, you do it, and you do it on the spot. Just, I'm not able to share my screen again. Thank you. Albert, please help me fix that. When the project
We
is...
are waiting on it for you to share this.
Okay. When the project is, or the task is urgent and important, you do it, and you do it now. When it's urgent but not important, you can delegate. You can give it to someone to handle it for you. But when the other side of it is, when it's not urgent but important, you can decide, okay, maybe let me schedule this to tomorrow. Let me do this the next day. Let me do this in the next few hours, right? In the next few hours, so that you don't get overwhelmed with so much at the same time. And the last one is, when it's not urgent and it's not important, please don't do it. Don't even add it to your to-do list. Don't do it. Don't consider yourself brooding about on that, right? Now, let's discuss how to measure, or what when you say metrics. How do I measure my impact? What are the metrics that I can use to measure the impact? So let me go back to the Eisenhower. This is how the metrics looks like. So it's simple: urgent, not urgent; important, not important. And when it's important and urgent, you do it. When it's important, not urgent, you decide when to schedule it. When it's urgent and not important, you can delegate it and decide who can do it for you. And if it's not important, nor urgent, you delete it and you don't do it at all. So these are how impact are measured. So impact are measured by the number of people that the event or your project reached, the behavior change, or whatever change that when the person were able to go through the event or your project. We can also measure it that way. And testimonials. So testimonials can also, you can get that from feedback. You can get community feedback, like testimonial for people that passed through the event or the project. They can write something down for you. These are how impact are measured. These are few of them, but these are what normally after most projects we decide to write report on. So when you are writing report on your impact, you talk about the number of people that the project reached, the behavioral change. So it can be, when we talk about behavioral change, please let me explain this. I think in the one of my meetings or webinar, when we talk about behavioral change, please, it's not just about behavior that like the person needs to, if the person came and didn't know anything about business management or business stuff, or known anything about entrepreneurship or leadership, now he knows. It's part, right? But it can be a change of situation. It can be a change of location. It can be the change of appearance. They are all behavioral change, please. So let's consider all that. Also, testimonials. So people give you good ratings, write recommendations, write feedbacks on how your project was and all that. And you keep that. They are mostly in videos, writing, they can be audios, testimonials, and all that. Yeah. Now to the big question. How do I fund my project? How do I fund my project? And in so many ideas are kept in the rooms, are left in the shelves because we don't have money to do it. And yeah, it's a good consideration, because regardless, these days, if you're looking for funds to start projects, you'll not get it. No one is going to give it to you. Today, I spoke to I'm working on a project currently, and I've spoken to seven or close different partners. And as soon as you start having a conversation, Prince, I'm sorry, I think I have to make this clear. We don't have funds to give to you to do your project. So if it's about funds, we are sorry. And when I'm on a call and the team hear that, then they start to shake. How are we going to get this project executed, right? In most instances, you don't need grants. You don't need money. I know this is a bold statement, but I have to say it. There are so many of the activities that you need money to fund and all that. But you need a reason, a goal, and a few brave steps. You realize that if you start your idea or a project and you have a tangible reason, a very clear goal why you are doing it, and you're able to sell it or make some few steps. Few step includes this. I mentioned this, right? This is a step. This is a step. Even in the initiation stage, people will tell you, okay, if you need anything, just let me know. By the time you are done with your planning, you can then go back and say, oh, this person said, if I need any form of logistic, let me call the person. At the initiation stage, you were brave, you took a step. At the planning, the way our brain works is different. Like, it's so psychological. I mean, when you have something in your head, if you've not started, you will not find solutions to how you want to execute them. So I say, you don't need grants. You need a good reason to start, a goal, and a few brave steps. And if you're able to do that, I bet you not that France will fund you. Your budget that you have to make the plan happen, people will come in and support because of the reason and the goal that you have, and it will take a lot off your shoulder. So don't let that project be on the shelves or be in your mind or be on the paper because you don't have funds to start it. Initiate. And at the initiation stage, I mentioned that you talk to people that have done it before. You give them the reason why you want to start and the goal. People want to see reasons. You can't just start one day and say, I want to start sharing the strategy part to people in the north because no. What's your reason? What's the inspiration? What is the end goal? And after here, what are you doing? I can tell you for a fact and from my experience that people support ideas that are well thought through, planned, and have like good inspirations and reasons behind them. People do support that. So you don't need a grant to start. Grants and these funds will come when you're able to make impact. And yeah, when you're impact, the impact will speak for itself. So your voice, your vision, your village, that's how impact happens. I think that's where I ended the last time. Initiation, you need to voice out the idea. What you are viewing, like what the vision is for the idea and the community that you want to make the impact in is everything that you need to plan, execute. Like that's how you are able to execute the idea and make the impact happen. So you need to initiate. Your voice is important. You need to advocate. You need to start something. And you need to be very clear on the vision that you have, what you want to achieve. The village is the community that you are targeting to make the impact happen. And yeah, thank you so much. I think it's the same slide. Yeah, it's the same slide I used the last time. But I think we've been able to exhaust and go in depth in other places. So I'll end it here. And if there is any questions, anything that you want to ask, you can ask. Thank you very much. And thank you for paying
Thank
attention.
you very much. Yes, so thank you very much, Mr. Prince, for this insightful presentation. I believe your presentation has really laid a strong foundation for us in project management. So please, at this point, the room is open for any questions. If you have any clarifications or additions, you are warmly welcome. So you can raise up your hand, then you unmute you, or you either test it through the comment section. Any question in this section? Okay, can I ask my question? Yes, I'm coming.
Yes, Jessica, you can go ahead.
Okay, so my question is, how do you get an organization to partner in a project? So do you get the detailed project of what you want to do, and then you take it to them for partnership, or you go to them with a partnership request, then you plan it together with them?
Okay, very good question. Thank you very much, Jessica. All what you said works, but these days partnership is a very dicey field because not to scare anyone, you need to really build a strong network, very strong network. Like you need to get people to handhold you when it comes to partnership, because even for us that have been doing this for a long time, you get to some places and you feel like I can't do it, like they are not giving me the attention. But on the general way that things are supposed to be done, if you find you've seen an agency institution that they are in line with your vision, the first thing is to write to them. I always prefer you write an email first, because these days people reply emails more than their WhatsApp messages. I'm one of those people. They check their emails more than their WhatsApp. So email them first, share an overview of your project. Unless, and I mean, unless you are very sure they are going to read your email, don't go straight with partnership. I mean, unless you know and you believe that someone is going to see your email, or you know someone who actually is going to see your email. I'm not trying to scatter anyone's hope, but I'm giving you the reality as it is, right? You can send an email, keep an open mind in your email, share an overview of the
Okay, I think his line has dropped again. So please, when you check the comment section, we shared a feedback forms. So please take a minute or two to
Yes, I'm back.
fill it out. We are back. Welcome. Please, you can go ahead. Okay, he's off again. Okay, so when you look to the when you look in the comment section, we put please fill it out for us. I'm sure our speaker would really love to see the impact he has made into 9 section. And then also you can share your key take home on your social media platform. You can tag Anijie, then you tag our speaker as well.
Okay, Jessica, I didn't finish answering your question. I'm back.
Yes,
I think, I don't know what is happening to MTN, but I'll voice them out. MTN is selling me out tonight. So, when you send the email, then you just give them an overview of the project. And I know most of this happens. You can ask for a meeting, ask for a time to share more light on the project. And if they answer you, you have the best opportunity to tell them everything about the project. If it is a traditional organization that not normally goes into emails, they don't have time to read their emails, I believe walking to their office is the best way. but you should try as much as possible to get an appointment before you go. That eases up the stress of the receptionist asking you, do you have an appointment and what you're doing here, right? So these two ways, I believe, has been the best way working for me. So if you're able to pull out another string, then good for you. But I know with organizations, partnership is very difficult. A lot of people are scared in going into partnership unless it is a shared value between what they know the person that they are going to the partnership with. So one, build a strong network of people that you can harness and get whatever partner that you need. Two, use emails before you think of going there in person. And when you're writing the email, don't go direct into partnership unless you know for sure someone is going to read the email and revert back and actually give you the attention that you need. Or send an email with an open mind, send an overview of the project, let them know why this project you believe aligns with their mission and vision, ask for a day for a call. When you get that opportunity, hallelujah, go on the call very prepared with a clear agenda on what exactly you want to partner or need from the organization. Then if you're able to do that, give them some time. If you don't hear, do a follow-up. If you don't, the organization is not a contemporary one like those who normally check their emails and you need to get an appointment before you get there. And the person that you get the appointment, try and create a good relationship with the person because the person is going to be your connect to whenever you need. Then that should work. I think this should work. This should work, but I know there are several approaches that can go. Whenever you have God at your side, anything is possible. But then this should work. Thank you, Jessica. Any other question?
Thank you very much. I see a hand up from Albert. Can you please unmute Albert?
Okay, let me check it out. So I go to, oh, all right. Can I do that? I don't think I can do that.
Okay, I thought you were made the host.
Yeah, I think after dropping off, I'm not.
Okay. Albert, please unmute yourself.
Hi, Jessica. This is a question I wanted to ask. I think you answered it in your question. I was supposed to lower my hand, but I completely forgot. Thank you very much.
Oh, okay.
You can ask, maybe someone will ask the same question.
Albert, please go ahead with your question.
Okay. Yeah, so I wanted to find out what were some of the toughest challenges you faced in getting funding for your projects?
Okay. Let me go into it. So getting funding for my project, it's difficult. It's always difficult. One, when it comes to social impact projects, it's always you have to invest, and the investment you need to have a skin in it. If someone even is going to support you, they would rather want to see you have your investment is in it. And one, mentors really help. I've gotten so many mentors that have given me funds to start projects as soon as I tell them. So you find yourself good mentors, those who really sees the potential in you and those you give value to them. I think mentorship needs to be addressed differently. So mentorship is not just one way. You need to also give value to the mentors that you have, right? And they will see the potential in you too. You should keep an eye out for grants that is in relation to the idea of the project that you have. But the one issue with grants is you need to have sometimes portfolios to show that you've done it before. That's the only issue. But there are some grants that comes in for ideas. And normally ideas grants are not too much. Portfolios grants are a lot. Like it can goes into the millions of dollars if you've done it before. So you can look at grants too. Governmental agencies, yes, some of them will give you some funds if the project aligns or the event or anything that you are organizing aligns with the current project that they've gotten funding for. So one mistake that young people, I think leaders normally don't lead social enterprises. We do is we think as soon as we hear about youth employment agency, we think about, oh, they're into employment. If my project is around creating employment for young people, let me go there and seek funds. Please, you go there and you surprise yourself, no one is going to mind you. The reason is your project might be different from a project that they are currently doing to create employment. If your project doesn't align with that, they will not give you funds. They don't have funds to give to you. So you keep note of that. Non-governmental agencies, NGOs, some of them might have some funding sitting there and say, oh, the whole year we've not been able to do a lot. Like Social Enterprise Ghana, they have funds that normally they give out to projects, hubs that are doing something in alliance with their mission and vision. Sometimes they have funds sitting there and they've not done any project. You can go to them, they can give you funds. But first, you also need to start saving towards any project that you want to do, because at the start, you're going to have your skin in it. So you have to put that also in your head. I think these are startup ways that you can get fun. You can get some from your friends, you can get some from your partners, you can get some from your team. Your team can even what they are working on the project with you should see it as a grant or as a fund that your project is giving you. Because if you were supposed to pay for it, probably you couldn't have afforded. So all this way you need to bring on human resource on your team that will be able to connect you to some of these grants and also be able to take off some of the things that you would have paid for on the project. You need to bring someone who is very skilled and will be able to do it for you for free. So yeah, that's it, Albert.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Prince. Again. So before we close, let me share some key take home from today's section. So a simplified guideline on project management. We looked at 5 steps: creation, you do your planning, execute, you monitor, and then you close. And then don't forget to start small, you start now, and then you start smart. So our next masterclass section is scheduled on the 24th of October, but the dates will be confirmed and then will be shared later as well. Okay, then please stay updated on our upcoming events. Then please remember to subscribe to Anijie's YouTube channel and follow us on all social media. And then please, we'll share the comments, the feedback link on the comment section. Please do well to fill it out. Mr. Prince will be looking forward to it to read out the impact he has made tonight. And then you can as well share some key take home on our social media platform. You can tag Anijie or you tag Mr. Prince as well. We'll read it. Okay, then we have another announcement this Saturday, financial literacy and economic empowerment. Hello, Albert. Can you throw more light on that?
Okay,
Hello.
thank you very much. So Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello. Okay, so this Saturday,
Yes,
the
we can hear
30th
you.
of August 20. Okay, so this Saturday, the 30th of August 2025, at exactly 7 p.m., we'll be having an online event. It's a special masterclass session, and it's on the financial literacy and economic empowerment, building the skills to thrive in today's economy. And it's one you wouldn't want to miss. We would have um, Mimi Anani Apia and Mrs. Sarah Moforiata, who work together with the investment friends. You find them on Instagram. I'm giving tidbits of finance and investments. Yeah, so this Saturday at exactly 7 p.m., we are going to break the finance code, and you wouldn't want to miss it. Yes. Thank you very much. The link to register would be sent on our social media platforms so that you can register and um, enjoy the session on Saturday. Thank you very
Okay, so thank you everyone for joining and then staying connected throughout. And then thank you once again to our speaker, Mr. Prince Osei. God richly bless you. So I think we can call it a night. Have a good evening.